Welcome to this week's SoCal Multifamily Sales Pulse. This is the only publication tracking the markets this closely. So please check in and make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, Mike's Multifamily Minutes, so you never miss a video. And to get a full understanding of current market conditions, make sure you visit my website, MikeLembeck.com, to view all the charts, stats, and closed sales in detail. This week in What's Happening in the Market, with investors flocking to certain assets, what is the next value play for commercial real estate? As time goes on and cap rates continue to fall, we're seeing a lot of multifamily investors move to other investments or out of state in order to find value. Some investors are becoming satisfied with looking for less expensive. What we're also starting to see is interest in specialty products like self-storage, manufactured home parks, cold storage, and data centers. People want that now. They're specialty items for a reason, but the demand is far outpacing the supply in these areas. Many of the REITs are converting office assets to data centers or life science labs. They're buying at a 7 or 8% cap rate, investing some capex, and revaluing it to a 3 or 4% cap rate. If you're getting priced out of the Southern California multifamily market, maybe it's time to look at other assets or other areas. And in this case, for Southern California multifamily, there are more buyers than assets for sale. The savviest real estate investors right now are not afraid to be creative and envision a higher and better use for unloved assets. Orange County had 13 closed sales last week. That is down from 15 closed sales in the prior week, and it's on the lower end of the weekly closed sales range. The closed sales average days on market was normal and indicating strong demand still at 30 days. 8 of the 13 closed sales were transactions that sold at or above the asking price, another indicator of strong investor demand. And this week's Orange County sale of the week was a 8-unit building on Florida Street in Huntington Beach. The property was listed at $3,490,000 and it sold for $3,555,000 in 26 days. The units were all 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Most of the rents were at or near market rates, and the interior and exterior were both remodeled recently. The interior improvements were new kitchen cabinets and granite counters and Frigidaire appliances, including all-in-one washer and dryer inside each unit. The exterior improvements consisted of a custom barbecue island, and the building was gated with key-coded front and rear entry gates, gated parking with remote control entry, and building security cameras. The property sold at 25.7 times gross and a 2.43% cap rate. The price per square foot was $955, and in comparison, the Orange County average price per square foot is $637. The Orange County listing inventory, it slipped downward again with just 4 new listings last week. The total number of active listings now stands at just 123 total listings, and the overall number of listings has been trending downward for several months. Months of inventory remained at 3 months, and we'll have a new monthly absorption rate next week, which will give us an indication of how things have changed over the last 30 days. Okay, looking at Long Beach now. Long Beach had 7 closed sales last week. This is 1 less than the prior week, as we're seeing a downward trend overall for weekly Long Beach closed sales. The closed sales average days on market was similar to most areas of Southern California at just 28 days. There were 4 of the 7 closed sales that were transactions that sold at or above the asking price. This continues the trend for Long Beach, which has been averaging about half or more of the weekly transactions that sell at or above the original asking price. The Long Beach sale of the week was a 16 unit building on Cherry Avenue, and this property hit the market at a 4.93% cap rate and was listed and sold at $2,550,000 in 22 days. Built in 1923 and consisting of all single or bachelor units of approximately 281 square feet each. The property is located in the highly desirable Rose Park and Alamitos Beach area. The entire electrical system was completely replaced and the plumbing was updated to copper. The property sold at 12.85 times gross and just $159,000 per unit. The price per square foot was $565. The average price per square foot in Long Beach is $494. Looking at the Long Beach listing inventory for last week, we had 13 new listings last week, and that's a strong week of new inventory. So this brings the total number of active listings up to 96 listings, and this is the highest number of total listings for Long Beach in 6 weeks. Okay, looking at Los Angeles County now. Los Angeles County had 87 closed sales last week. This is after dropping to just 65 closed sales in the prior week. The closed sales average days on market was normal at 41 days, and almost half, or 40, of the 87 closed sales were transactions that sold at or above asking price. The LA County sale of the week was a 12-unit building on 61st Street in Los Angeles. This property was listed at $1,150,000 and sold for $1,280,000 in 2 days. That's $106,000 per unit, 10.34 times gross, and $142 per square foot. All extremely good numbers for LA County. Built in 1964, the units consisted of 7 one-bedroom, 1-baths, 3 two-bedroom, 1-baths, 1 single, and 1 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Most of the tenants are long-term tenants, and most of the rents were at or close to market rate. Okay, looking at Long Beach listing Los Angeles listing inventory, we had 136 new listings last week. This keeps the total number of active listings above 1,700 for another week, and the months of inventory remained at 12 months. Okay, let's look at San Diego County. After dropping to 16 closed sales in the prior week, San Diego County rebounded with 22 closed sales last week. This is more in line with the average number of weekly closed sales for San Diego County. The closed sales average days on market was normal at 28 days. There were 8 of the 22 transactions that sold at or above asking price, and 7 of the closed sales were all cash transactions. The listing inventory for San Diego County had 15 new listings last week. This is less than the usual amount of weekly new listings, which typically averages around 20 plus new listings per week. The total number of active listings dropped again to 162 total listings. After hitting the lowest number of active listings in the prior week, San Diego County's listing inventory is now at the lowest number of active listings this year. Okay, looking at Riverside County. Riverside County had 7 closed sales last week. That's down from 9 in the prior week. The closed sales average days on market was 60 days. Riverside County seems to be trending to longer days on market than most areas of Southern California. There was just 1 transaction that sold at or above the asking price, and just 1 all-cash transaction last week. The listing inventory for Riverside County, there were 7 new listings last week, and this is about average for weekly listings in Riverside County. But Riverside County's total number of active listings dropped to just 75 listings. This is the lowest number of active listings that has been in 2 years. So we're seeing some tightening of inventory, which is typical for this time of the year. All right, looking at San Bernardino County. San Bernardino County had a good week of closed sales with 12 closed sales last week. And this is about the average number of weekly closed sales for San Bernardino County. The closed sales average days on market was 30 days, also about average for San Bernardino County. And 5 of the 12 closed sales last week were transactions that sold at or above asking price. The listing inventory for San Bernardino County had 9 new listings last week. This bumped the total number of active listings from 125 listings in the prior week to 127 last week. And months of inventory remained at 7 months. So that wraps up another week of the SoCal Multifamily Sales Pulse. You can look at all the charts, stats, and closed sales in detail in the full report on my website, MikeLembeck.com. We're seeing a tightening of inventory levels and continued strong demand across all counties. I don't expect the inventory to increase much, if at all, until next year sometime. So feel free to give me a call or shoot me an email with any questions on the market, or if you're looking at acquiring more units or selling a property you currently own. And if you're having a hard time locating an upleg for your exchange, we have access to lots of inventory using the Delaware Statutory Trust as a way of satisfying your 1031 exchange requirements. I can put you in touch with the right people to take the stress out of that situation. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Mike's Multifamily Minutes, so you never miss a video. See you next week.